Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Uh, Welcome to Hot Sticks Drum Show, Vlad.
Thank you.
It's a real honor to have you on the show. For those of you who are new here, this is a drum talk podcast that we do live first, and then we publish on hotsticks.fm later. Vlad is one of the most interesting drummers, powerful drummers out there right now. Uh, for me, pioneering a new sound where you're able to kind of do technical playing that's on par with Meshuggah, but you're bringing a kind of musicality and finesse that I don't hear in any other drummer. So it's a real honor to have you on the
Thank
show.
you. And for me too.
Yeah. I know your English isn't perfect, so feel free to, ask me to repeat myself if
Okay.
yeah.
But I will try my best.
Okay. Um, so yeah, I would love to hear a little bit about, I mean, I know you've talked about the way you transitioned from piano to drums. And for me, this is one of the most interesting things about you as a drummer. And I can hear when you play, I can hear that you're writing, you're creating,
hmm
you're creating riffs, and you're creating a feel that to me almost doesn't sound like drum-based writing. I can hear the melody. And I'm wondering how conscious you are of that when you're creating, or do you, when you write, do you work exclusively with guitar first and then you migrate your songs to drum?
Yes. Yeah, guitars first. Uh, Actually, if you want to know about my piano playing in the past, so my education was started from with piano. My mother dropped me in a musical school when I was, I don't know, 7 maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and uh, my education was only like piano player. Music school, then music college. So I'm actually a professional piano player.
Huh.
Yes, and
And were you
uh,
classical, or did you also study jazz?
jazz, yeah. But in music school, we have education in Ukraine only classical stuff. Maybe I was born not in the capital of Ukraine, in Kiev. I was born in Zaporozhye,
Hmm.
uh, and there was uh, all all music schools for children. They was only classical.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and after I came to musical college, uh, I playing jazz and but it was mixed with classical, but
Did you start with,
jazz was like most important.
were you, are you able to improvise on piano like a Thelonious Monk type of?
Yeah, not like Thelonious Monk, but like like I don't know who, like a bad jazz piano player. Yes, I can. Yeah,
Thelonious
but
is drunk.
uh, yeah, but actually, I all my life I loved heavy music,
Hmm.
and I started play guitar,
Okay.
and everything was by myself. I never have uh, some teacher or something. And I play guitar. My first band, metal band, or kind of metal band,
What was the
was
influence in that, in your first band?
what?
Like when you did your first band playing guitar, who
Yeah.
your heroes at that time? What
Who
band,
was?
your hero? Who were your favorite band at that time?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
Meshuggah? I mean, how far back are we
no,
talking?
no. Meshuggah will be. Meshuggah was later,
Uh-huh.
and that time I don't know. It was 2006, I think,
Hmm.
and uh, maybe Slipknot that time. Uh, Already someone know about this band in Ukraine, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, I think that was it very hard to
Have-
like remember this time.
And but
Yeah,
you know, metal is not that popular in Ukraine, right? So you were
yeah, absolutely not popular.
so you got
Uh,
in when you were young and you were playing piano, but you're listening to metal.
yeah, it was Metallica, uh, some I don't know, some we have like Soviet Union metal band. It
Uh-huh.
called Aria.
Oh yeah.
It's yeah, it's like they play Iron Maiden stuff, like heavy metal, and actually they copy a lot of Iron Maiden
Do they do
songs.
the Iron Maiden thing of my favorite thing about Iron Maiden is they would always all the members would slowly walk to the back of the stage
Uh-huh.
so that they could then run to the front of the stage, and they do it so
Yeah,
they run up and then they back up and then they run up.
yeah.
It's like so funny to me watching like to watch them slowly creep back to create their dramatic moments. But um, yeah, so well that's
After this, when I first time listened to Pantera or Slayer, yeah, it was I every time I tried to find like more angry stuff that I can find in my city.
but why do you think you were so angry?
Who, Pantera?
No, you and you.
Me? I don't know. I don't know. I just like uh, guitar riffs and distortion.
Yeah. I
And
mean, I know when I first got my gateway into metal was also Metallica, Metallica and Megadeth when I was
mhm.
a teenager. And yeah, you when you're angry as a teenager,
Yeah.
you need that. And,
Yeah.
and I remember my first Metallica show getting knocked over by a bunch of much bigger guys. You know, I was like a teenage kid, and they're all these like big metal heads, and I got knocked over in the mosh pit. And then immediately when I hit the ground, I had four huge guys made a circle around me with muscles,
Uh-huh.
and they helped me back up so that I wouldn't get stepped on. And I realized like there was such a in the anger of metal, there's so much loving.
Mhm.
Like if you don't, people who don't understand metal think that it's full of hate, but it's
Yeah, yeah. But it's not.
not. It's this beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a release of anger so that you can be more loving. The nicest
Mhm.
people. I mean, speaking of Slayer, but I had Dave Lombardo on the show, and like, these are all like the sweetest people. People who play
Mhm.
like they get when I hear people play like really really sweet love song music on ukulele, I always think that they must be assholes because they're not getting any of their anger out of the music, and so
Mhm.
have too much left in their life. But I play I have nothing against ukulele. I have one right there. Uh, so
I I I never been on a Metallica show,
oh yeah,
so maybe one maybe once.
yeah,
Uh,
we
I
for that.
what?
We can arrange for that. I I
Yeah.
I will try to, if you want, can try to read. I know a little bit. I mean, I a little bit know Lars, so because he
Uh-huh.
helped me get some music, some Metallica music in one of my movies. And
Hmm.
when I made Adventures of Power, I made a movie about air drummers.
Hmm.
How I started doing the podcast, and Neil Peart from Rush was in the movie.
Hmm.
Uh, and when I was touring to promote the movie, I met Lars Ulrich, and he was like, "How come you didn't use any Metallica music in your movie about drums, man?" And I was like, "Well, I tried because I wrote to them and I said I
Hmm.
a song, but there was no reply." So then he was like,
Hmm.
"Time you call me and I'll get your song in the movie." So I did that in the movie. Um,
Cool.
but a lot of people make criticize Lars, um, but in a way, like, when I listen to you, there's a similarity, not in the playing style, but in the kind of writing style, because you can hear that, he's one of the writers of a lot of the Metallica songs. He co-writes, and because he thinks in terms of riffs, and there's a musicality to it that I hear also in you, even though you're much more technical than he is. But I see a kind of kinship in terms of songwriting or riff writing between you and him. Now, of course, I don't know which riffs you've written, but yeah, I don't know if you're a fan of his, but I
Yeah, yeah,
I am.
I am, yes.
um, I talk a little bit about because your style is specific, and even visually, the fact that you have this low kit.
Yeah, I just when I start playing drums, uh, uh, I just start to um, to turn on all drums just as comfortable for me.
Hmm.
So it looks weird, but it's really comfortable when I play it, and
Yeah.
I play like open hand style,
Hmm.
and I start play like this from the beginning. It's
Why did you
like more.
Do you know why you ended up playing that way? Because you had no lesson.
No. I just sit on the drums and start uh, make an improvisation, and it's comfortable. It was comfortable to me to play kick by
Mhm.
right foot and snare by right hand. I don't
Mhm.
know. I think in my mind it's more uh, it's more logical. I don't know.
I mean,
Uh,
there's nothing illogical about it. It's also, it makes it fun to watch you, because it looks like you're doing some kind of magic, because if you're a drummer and you're used to seeing the orientation one way, it's like, wait, how does he do that? Like watching Jinjer
mhm.
play guitar, it looks weird,
Yeah.
Uh,
So, but a lot of drummers play open hands, like a lot,
hmm,
and it's for me it's simple.
hmm,
Uh, I can't. Uh, I play like both sides. When I play my right cymbal, I play snare left hand, but I can't play like all my drum parts left hand on snare
huh.
because it's like a lot of ghost notes, and I tried to practice about it, but I just don't see a sense to do it like only for like hmm, I will not use it like it's enough for me play this style.
Right. So in terms of ghost notes, I mean, did you study like on YouTube or anything, like to get that kind of skill?
Oh.
you know, I watch you. I think about some of the great ghost note people like Bernie Purdy. I don't know if you are a fan of his playing or even know him, but you know, he
No,
was.
no, don't know him. Sorry.
Yeah, Bernie Purdy was one of the kind of original. Um, there's the shuffle. He created a
Mm-hmm.
shuffle that was built on ghost notes, which was
Mm-hmm.
interpreted by Jeff Porcaro from Toto, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
also interpreted by John Bonham for
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bonham did his shuffle, but Bernie Purdy,
Mm-hmm.
the first guy who did a really ghost note based shuffle beat. Um,
Mm-hmm.
check him out. I mean, he's you know he's one of the classic drummers of he wasn't the rock drummer, but he I think he might still be alive. I hope. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think about what your influence. You know, you have this on Judgment. You kind of jump into a reggae groove for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, like I don't know. I just the drum part like toots, tukats, toots,
Mhm.
tukats with ghost notes. It can be toots, tkata, ta 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 tu, ta 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 ta. No, I think it's uh we play only three musicians in a band, like one bass, one guitar, and drums, and I need to like feel and like uh, create more music on the drums because of because of three people.
You don't have big.
Yeah.
So there's a bit like the Police or Rush where you have a trio.
Hmm.
I mean, the drummers in trios tend to have a lot more of a musicality thing. They're not just holding down the beat, but they're creating a whole section of the symphony. Um, and I mean, that's true also. The great reggae drummers. I listening to your thing. I don't know if you listen to like Sly Dunbar, who's one of the really great. You might enjoy it. He
Hmm.
the studio drummer, a
Hmm.
duo with it's called Sly and Robbie. Robbie was a bass player, Sly was a drummer, and they played with Talking Heads, they played with Grace Jones, but like there's an album called Two Sevens Clash by a reggae band called Culture that I think you might really enjoy because there's this really strange musicality in the drums. And it's a reggae beat, but it's got all of this symphonic stuff going on and crazy ghost notes, and I think you might, find it inspiring. So check him out. And he's, I mean, he and the bass player Robbie really created a sound in
Hmm.
the '70s and early '80s that was hugely influential. Um, so
And like if we speak about ghost notes, like all my favorite drummers in metal, they use a lot of ghost notes. Thomas Haake,
mhm.
uh, I don't know. Do you know who is Naveen Copperwise?
I'm sorry.
He played before Matt Garska in Animals as Leaders.
Okay, I know.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah. So Matt Garska too, he's also classical educated drummer.
Uh,
Uh, I like this style. Like, uh, yeah, Ghost Notes is one of my
yeah.
my like style that I like. Yeah.
So, you went to music school for piano when you were 7. You said your mother took you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is your mother a musician?
Yeah, she is a piano player, but not professional.
Professional. Okay. So
Yeah.
what do you think inspired her and you to be studying music at the age of 7?
Mm, like I don't know. In Ukraine, if you need to go to the music school when you're 7, 8 maximum. like as the regular school.
Uh-huh.
You go to the regular school and to the music school, and uh, like in the evening you go to the music school after regular school.
So it's
Uh, yeah, like somebody goes to sport, some sports. Yeah, I go to music school.
okay. Did you do sports at all?
What?
Did you do any sports?
Uh, not really.
Because you seem like a natural athlete when you're playing, you know. And I mean, I think one of the cool things about your kit, your strange looking kit, which
Mhm.
typically strange looking, but this, it's almost like you have timpani, you
Mhm.
know, flat, but so many cymbals and not
Uh-huh.
don't have this like castle wall
Uh-huh.
look. Metal drummers will just create an entire fortress around themselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I can, to me, it seems strange because,
But I have a lot. But I have a lot of drums. I have really a lot of drums.
how many,
Uh, in
how many do you have?
in kick drum, three toms, 12, 16, 18, two snares, 10 and 13,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of cymbals, four crashes, a ride, three hi-hats.
So,
Yeah.
but some
Chime.
all flat, it's like it's like you're serving up a feast, and there's
Yeah.
the apples, there's the, you know,
Yeah.
meat, there's the pasta, there's
Uh-huh.
table. It's like
Hmm.
there's something inviting about it, and I can imagine in the band, it's easier to make eye contact with
Hmm.
the other bandmates because, drummers who have their drums all around them, there's going to be moments when the bassist or whatever is here and they're blocked, but I'll
Hmm.
keep an eye contact with your bass
Yeah, yeah.
all the time, and that's
Yeah,
important.
for me it's important too, but I play like this just because of my comfort. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think it's probably good for your posture too, because you're just, you know,
Uh-huh.
like you're cooking.
Yeah.
But I think a nice side effect because the band has a really, for something that's classified as metal, there's a real groove. There's an actual kind of like, funk is not the right word, but there's a grooviness to the feel that, in my mind, and maybe I'm imagining it, but maybe has to do with the fact that you guys can communicate really well, and maybe your ability to see each other all the time is
Mhm.
helpful. Who knows? It's a theory, but you also, your snare is, or your main snare, you tune it in a really unique way.
Hi.
Talk about that, because I think one of the things that gives your ghost notes and gives your backbeat such a cool groove is the way you tune your snare.
Yeah, I tune it very high, and I have thick drum head.
Hmm.
It's Evans heavyweight. It's two thick plies with a dot,
Hmm.
and I tune it very high, and I damped it. It's absolutely damped, like, and that's it. No overtones
Hmm.
in my snare, and in
But
toms too. All my drums, it sounds very dry.
yeah, but
Yeah,
what
with
damp the
but
drums?
what?
What do you use to damp the snare?
It's uh, one my friend in Ukraine. He makes sand practice pad with sand inside,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a regular circle practice pad, uh, and I start to use it like a damper on my snare. And
You put the
yeah,
pad on the snare?
yeah. I just put it on a snare, and it's absolutely damped every overtones.
Right, right.
And after it, I use 13 snare, and this damper was huge. And sometimes hit my drumstick on this pad, not on the center of the drum head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we make a new one, and it's like this. Uh,
I can see. And
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
up all the overtones, right?
yeah. I use it now as damper, and it works very cool. And
Do you have that on
um,
all snares?
uh, no, only on my main snare. Yeah, yeah. And on the toms, I use Evans hydraulic. It's with oil between the ply, and I use it on the top and on the bottom too. And my toms have no overtones too. It's only attack, and that's it.
Huh.
I don't know. I like the sound. My sound engineer likes the sound, and my musicians like the sound too.
At the same
Yeah.
whole time that you've been in the band?
So, sorry.
Have you worked with the same engineer the whole time in the band?
Yeah. It's our friend Sasha, his name, and yeah, everything. What all our live sound, it's him,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, every time we upgrade something, like try new microphones, new drum heads, new something, and yeah, the way we sound like we sound now, it's Sasha's. I don't know how it called. He work he work about it with me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not nice. It's nice to give credit to the people, the people who help create your sound. So,
Yeah, sure. It's actually our albums sounds. We work with one guy the whole time, like on every Jinjer albums. Uh, it's one sound engineer, Max Morton, his name.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, and
Where
and
record?
where we recorded
Yeah.
in Kiev, in Kiev.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, everything where I play starts from EP Micro. We recorded in Kiev.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, so you're going on tour soon, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And where?
yeah, in Latin America.
When does that start?
In 1.5 week, in 2 weeks.
Okay. Um, are you going
And
all through South America and Central America, or?
yeah, we start in Costa Rica and then Mexico. I don't remember. It's like 7 shows, I think,
Okay.
in Latin America. And in November, December, we will play States.
Yeah, you'll be near me. I don't
Really?
know how you can see it, but there's a palm tree for the podcast.
Uh-huh.
No one will see it, but it's perfect, a perfect palm tree. It's getting bleached, but the ocean is there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're coming to California um, at the end of October, maybe something like that.
Uh,
Yeah.
we have I think the last show of the tour in Los Angeles.
Okay.
It's in December.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, um, I hope to see you there.
yeah.
Uh, so, well, is there anything that you have not talked about in any interview ever
Do you know? Do you know? Like I in our band, me and Roman, our guitarist, our English sucks, as you can as you can see. So all interview did Eugene, our bass player, or Tatiana.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
great
they
to.
they they actually English teachers.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah. So they have no problem with this, and I
Your English
yeah,
is
me and
great.
Roman, me and Roman, like don't make interviews. Like
Well, now,
with you, it's actually the first live speaking in my life.
okay. Well, everyone put a lot of love in this because we want him to know that he's great in English, and uh, you know, the there's actually something I like about talking with people who are not fluent in English because I think you're very careful with your words, and so there's an elegance actually to the communicate that's quite lovely. So I hope you continue to. Drummers need to speak. There's drummer jokes, um, but you have this training as a musician, and obviously, those who are fans of yours know that you know can play. Can you play? And speaking of piano, my fantasy piano, I don't play. I mean, I played really bad improvised. John,
uh,
can you play?
I I ca- uh, I can play piano, but um, my girlfriend, she have electro piano. I stopped play piano like at the last day I was in music college.
And you never touched it? No,
Yeah.
I've seen videos,
And
but I saw you.
yeah. And this video when I played Rachmaninoff, uh, I start uh, I start playing like, and 1 week I just remember how it to play the piano. I made this video, and after it I stopped
Stopped it.
playing again.
But
So
how did it feel then, if to reconnect with your childhood instrument?
it's terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
So
It's very hard. It's very hard to play piano. Uh, I know that how it must be, and when you start playing, you understand that you can't play anything. Like it's very hard for
yeah,
me. For me, yeah. So
piano is.
the that time it was I think COVID times when everybody's sitting home, and I can't often go to my drum kit. So I think it's a good idea to remember how to play piano, and yeah, I did something.
Yeah. Somebody wrote no piano piece on any Jinjer album. This is
Mm-mm.
maybe the next one. Maybe it's time to unite.
Uh,
I want the little boy Vlad to meet the man Vlad and bring those together. Do it.
uh, actually, we have a lot of new songs for the new album already, and there is no space for piano, man, for sure.
Okay.
It
Well,
will be very, very heavy.
maybe a little intro, so a hard and like a
Maybe,
bring
maybe Eugene will try to play some uh
you.
some uh,
Well, anyway, I would love to hear some piano somewhere in one of your next two records, and I think there are some people in the chat who also hear that. So
maybe once,
think about it.
maybe once. Yeah.
Um, so I look forward to seeing you on tour. Um, And if you're bored sometime, please check out my movie Adventures of Power, which is all about air.
Hmm.
Oh, I need to ask you the one question I have to ask everybody.
Yep, yep, yep.
Were you ever an air drummer?
No, like when I listen my favorite band who play on the stage, I can play the drum parts of it. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So my movie of Power is all about air drummers. That's the movie with Neil Peart in it. So if you can't, I don't know if it's available. Actually, I think I have Ukrainian subtitles. Well, anyway, if you can't see it, let me know and I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Those of you who can, it's on Amazon in a lot of countries, Adventures of Power.
Hmm.
No, but I think you will enjoy it. So I can send it to you. And anyone who pays to see it, the money goes to support Music Cares, which is the organization that helps musicians in need. So anyway, there's that. But it's been really great talking with you. I look forward to seeing you on tour in
Yeah,
or in Ukraine.
yeah,
If I'm in
yeah.
Ukraine first, I'll see you there, and if you're in California first, you'll see me here.
Okay.
Okay. Have a beautiful evening, and I may
Thank
go.
you.
And very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too, man. Thank you for this speaking. It was a big pleasure for me.
Yes, and you can tell the rest of your band that you can now be their spokesman because you're good at this.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.